podcast, Coffee Chronicles with a Z, with your girl C Thunder, Megan S, and Mimi J. So grab your favorite coffee cup with your drink of choice and join us on this conversation journey. So Mimi J, what's going on in popular news today?
Well, all I have to say is housewives, housewives, housewives. We had 3 housewives come on this week. We had Potomac, Atlanta, and Salt Lake City. So let's go in and start with Potomac, okay? Because the highlight of that show was Michael acting a stone cold fool. Like, I don't know what got into homeboy. I guess that alcohol. I don't really know. But he was acting like a true Karen. Ladies, what you think?
Blame it on the alcohol? That's how we doing it?
Yeah, we just gonna chalk it up and blame it on the alcohol. It was a mess. But anyway, I mean, Robin and Juan, they got engaged. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus, about time. But okay, there we go to them. Congratulations to Robin and Juan. Anyways, moving on, Housewives of Atlanta came on. That was the first episode. It was actually pretty boring. In my opinion, but it was the first episode. But I would like to say I was extremely proud of Miss Portia and how she got out there on the front line fighting for Breonna Taylor. I mean, it really was heartfelt. Yes, it was like, it took me right back into that moment of all that trauma going on. So I was crying watching it. I was very proud of Portia, though. She really got out there. And I really didn't know she was out there with Tamika Mallory. So I mean, she did her thing. So I'm very grateful for Portia. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I think she's trying to channel, was that her grandfather?
Yes.
Was a civil rights activist. So I know, it's in her. She came a long way from that Underground Railroad,
There's been a lot of growth.
All that comment, yes.
A lot of, exactly, keyword growth. So I'm proud of her. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very proud of her. Moving on, also Housewives of Salt Lake City now. Have you guys watched that?
I saw one episode.
Honey, child, it is a whole hot mess. But one of the ladies on there, they have one African-American lady on there, and she is a whole mess. You know what I'm saying? She's married to her ex-grandfather. That's number 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And number 4 is this homegirl had the nerve to say that she does not go to convenience stores if Black people are there. She said that and didn't deny it, nothing. So I don't know. And they say she bleaches her skin, so there may be a little colorism issue there with her, but get into it. It's definitely very entertaining. And on to other things, Miss Cardi B, she got Woman of the Year on Billboard. So salute to Cardi B doing her thing. Give it up for her in the WAP video. Okay, it came through for her. And on to other things, the OWN network has 2 relationship shows that I think everybody should really get into. One of them is called Put a Ring on It, and the other one is called Ready for Love. So it just goes into show like sophisticated African-American couples really out here, really seriously, intently looking for serious and real relationships. This is not a play show. This is a real show of real people and talking about real relationships. And speaking of relationships, see, Thunder, why don't you bring us into our topic of the day?
Yes, and thank you for the information. I wrote that down with my trusty pen. So guys, look, dating has always been on our list. As humans, we're always looking for a partner or a mate to share our day with, and dating the right one is very, very important. So, should you go for the baby boys of the world? Y'all know that movie, Baby Boy, Jody. Okay, should you go for that type of guy? Or should you be for more of the Bill Gates or Jay-Z's of the world? Or maybe just a common, hard-working, blue-collar man? Which brings me to the question, should you date based on potential? So, Megan S., over years and time, has potential really played a part in who you date or talk to? Should it really play a part?
That's a good question. Should you date solely on potential?
Yes.
I think you can. It's worked for some people. However, I think that's something that you may be creating trouble when doing that, because you're placing a lot of the responsibility on you as an individual and having these expectations for someone who may not know their own potential. But to do that, I think we are basically creating our own expectations for a person and who we think they should be, or who they have the potential of being, and it can kind of hurt a relationship, because what if that person doesn't meet those expectations that you feel they should have or become? It can take a lot of money, a lot of times. It definitely requires a lot of patience when dealing with someone who, or dating someone who you feel has potential. So no, I personally don't believe you should solely date based on potential. I think they should already bring something to the table, right? You don't know what their credentials are, but that's not the reason for us dating them. I like using the other word, dating with a purpose instead of potential, just dating with intention and being on the same wavelength and desiring the same things and working together. But at some point, I do think as two individuals come together, you should be where you desire to be and meet in the middle at some point.
Mimi J?
Well, I actually totally agree. I stopped dating based on potential many moons ago. I feel that you can't date. I mean, I can't say you can't, because a lot of people do date based on potential. But like Megan S. said, that potential may never be realized. And so you're setting yourself up for failure. So I like to be with someone who's bringing what I need to the table right now. And I actually think maybe a lot of men date based on potential. A lot of women date based on potential. We've all done it. However, like Megan S. said, it can be a disaster in the end, because you're just like, you're thinking this person can be this and that, and you're hoping for it, and you're seeing something in them that, like you said, they don't even see in their own selves. So yeah, I think it's not a good idea to date based on potential.
I think it could create
a lot of time
too.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, I was just saying, I think it can create a lot of insecurities within a person for their spouse or their partner to have expectations set for them and they're not meeting them. That causes a lot of disappointment and insecurities for the person who has the potential. And that can be sabotaging of a relationship.
That's a very good point. Very good point.
Mm-hmm. And that is true. I mean, when you're dating someone and you out there, and I mean, whether if it's looks that catch your attention or their current career, or it could just be someone that is up and coming in their own right. A lot of times I think and I don't know if it's more women or more men, and keep in mind, we have this on our Facebook page too. So you could go out there right now and choose either yes or no, but you got to go to our Facebook page to answer the question. However, I believe as majority women, I can only talk from a woman's standpoint. When we see a man, you can say that man got some potential. Now he could be living at his mama house, but if he's in school or he doing his thing or he has the mindset, you can build him up. And I think sometimes that we see, like you said, potential in people that they do not see within themselves. So a lot of times we bring it out. Yes, we can be disappointed when they don't live up to it. But I believe a lot of people now like to mold people. And if you just keep pushing them, they might become what you want. And you'd be like, well, I remember when you didn't even have this drive, but it's almost like I'm the jumper cables. It's almost like I'm the lifeline is going to bring that out of you. I mean, unless, that person already got themselves together. Like, I think some men even say, oh, she has good potentials to be a good mom. What they say, those childbearing hips or something. I don't know. Or, oh, he has great potential because he's smart. He just needs that woman to bring that thing out of him to just kind of make him go for it. So, you get what you want. Like in life, I guess you had your ups and downs and disappointments. But the thing is, as long as you're bringing what you can to the table and what you need to. And if you have a partner which is as equally valuable to bring into the relationship to make it strong, then yeah, I think that'll be good. You can bring the potential out of each other. I think that's one good way. You know, he or she or whoever may see potential in the other person, and you can be like a force that can't be broken, you know, because together you strive, you know.
I wanna
I really chances investing in the potential of my children rather than a partner.
Oh man, okay, now that's word preach. No.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, Lavonda, you know, after hearing you say that, I don't want it to seem like, oh, we're just singling out people who have potential and haven't realized it, because it depends on the person. Like, let's say you have potential to be a provider, right? But you actually are giving me something else that I need, which is the love and the support that I need. So like for me, I'm going with you based off of the love and support that you're giving me. That's what I need right now. Yes, you may have potential to be a provider, but you never will. So I shouldn't bet on that. I should get with you based on what you're giving to me in that moment, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes a lot of sense. And I think a lot of people, not necessarily women, but men and women, find themselves in abusive relationships emotionally and physically because they see the potential in someone, but fail to realize the truth and the reality of that person and the things that take place that are more I guess that you should be focused on rather than what potential you see them having. You can have potential by yourself, you know, but sometimes we get caught up in what it looks like that person can be for us and overlook the reality of the situation. So I think that's important to think about as well.
Okay. So that leads me. So we're in the flesh, we're human. So sometimes you got to believe in a higher spirit. So should you pray for what you want in a spouse or a partner? Do you feel that's important as well?
I think as a spiritual woman, that is something that we would do. But I think most importantly, we need to pray for ourselves and the individuals that we desire to be in those specific positions rather than praying for that next person, because you can pray all day. God's going to hear our prayers, but it doesn't mean that he's going to answer those prayers because it depends on where you are as an individual and where the other person that you're praying for. And at some point you have to meet, there has to be a common ground. So you both have to be praying for the same thing, I believe, in order for everything to align the way that it's intended to be aligned. But absolutely, I don't see anything wrong with praying for what you desire. I would say be specific in your prayer, and first pray for those things within yourself so that you become who it is that individual needs as well, so that you can be more aligned in your spiritual walk with that partner.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Mimi J, what you think?
I mean, I have never been the type of person to pray for a relationship because I feel like that is something that should come organically. You know, but I don't think anything's wrong with it. And like you said, Megan S., I think if you do it and be very specific, because God does answer those prayers and God is a specific God. So I think it's nothing wrong with it. If that's where your faith is, if that's where your faith lies and you feel that that is what you need. But again, I agree with you, Megan S., as far as like pray for yourself, because you may not be ready. You're sitting over here asking God for a Bentley when you is a Honda. I mean, you have to like definitely work on yourself and get yourself in line with who you want to be so that you can prepare yourself for who you desire. Because attraction, the law of attraction, if you become that, you will get that. It will come to you naturally.
That
And
is
I'm
true.
not a huge, I'm not perfect by any means, but having been married, I do think that's something at some point you're going to pray for that relationship. You're going to pray for that other person, but it is also important to make sure that you are walking in a way that you desire your partner to walk. And we can't just pray and expect those prayers to be answered because we are praying. We have to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do as spouses, as individuals, as women and men of God, if that's what we profess. So when we're doing that, I know that those prayers will be answered just in the way that we ask them.
That's true. That's true. I can say with myself, with someone not being big on relationships, that's just kind of been on my last on my list. And praying for one, because you meet a lot of deadbeats or whatever, and you're right, you do have to be centered within yourself and your heart. One word that I'm noticing both you ladies are saying is growth. And growth is very, very important. I bet anything, the prayer people were saying 10 years ago ain't the prayer you're saying today. And if it is, you need to grow. I'm not going to lie to you. You do. Because my prayer ain't the same. Now, my prayer is still the same as to protect my loved ones and now my children and just to stay focused. But I believe as you grow, your prayers should grow. And hopefully your partner or your spouse is growing with you. Because if they're not, no matter how hard you pray for that partner or spouse, it's not, I don't know, it may blossom or it may not. I do believe God does answer prayers, and we get mad, we get too mad, but he gives us what we ask for. And you have to be very, very specific. And as we all know, whether you watch TV or social media, whatever, one of the most famous couples, when you took couples in prayer together, we get that, Sierra and what's his name that played for the Seattle Seahawks?
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, so it's just like, everyone's like, yeah, she did that prayer because, she was with the man that she was taken to the trap house. What's his name?
Future.
Future, yeah, not the past.
That's the man she could take to the White House.
Right. They weren't going to allow, she wasn't going to the White House with no future. So her prayer changed. She grew, she evolved. Y'all see that? And so she's able to go to the trap house with Russell Wilson. He'll just be what's his name? He'll be called what's them DeBarge people with the curly hair?
Oh, he ain't gonna be able to come to the trap house. I'm sorry. Russell Wilson can't come to the trap house.
They gonna let him in because he played football. He gonna be all right with the curly hair. They
don't even go.
He can't come. Yeah, he can't. He don't want to come.
I know, but he can if he could peek in the door.
Yeah, but allow him to go to the trap house.
Yeah, she like, I've been there, done that. No. That's what she prayed. She prayed to not have someone from the trap house.
So now she's going to the White House, and that just lets you know about, prayer or within yourself. Maybe she had to get right within herself. And even if you are in a relationship or marriage or union, whatever you want to call it, you guys have to grow to keep it going. Someone has to keep growing, because if I'm growing by myself, I'm going to grow myself out of it.
Yeah.
So, I think if you guys, what they say, the couple that prays together stays together. But sometimes you got to start praying first and pray to the Lord that they catch up with you, or it's okay. It's okay for you to keep evolving, So I don't know, but I don't know if you have prayed for your soulmate and it has happened and it's beautiful and it's all rosy and dandy. Let us know on our Facebook page. So let's say here you done prayed and it's all gravy and everything is awesome, or even if it's just still evolving. Should you serve and cater to your man? I'm going to say man because a lot of times when we think of serving and catering, the world has projected this picture of always a woman serving a man. However, should you cater or serve to your man, or should it go both ways? Or like Destiny's Child, let me cater to you. What you think, Megan? Is you catering, you putting on the sexy apron and pushing it up and doing your thing?
We're going to cater to each other, right? We're going to be submissive to one another. And I believe that's the only way for me, for a relationship to be successful. Everybody's different. I think it depends on your culture. There are a lot of different factors that will contribute to what submissive is to you. But for me, it's just it's it goes both ways, and having those conversations and communicating to have the understanding of how you both feel about submission and catering, I think is very important. And it goes both ways for me. So I will cater to you, you will cater to me. I spoil you, you spoil me, and we'll be happy, right?
Yes, I like that. Definitely when I originally got into my current relationship, I, in my mind was like, I'm a submissive woman. I want to cater to you and everything. And when we got into the relationship, he catered to me more as far as just doing romantic things and cooking and everything like that. And I felt like we had a good little thing going on. He cooked, I cleaned, and boom. And then I got a little bit kind of like comfortable with it, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, didn't you say you was a submissive woman? And so now, actually, after a few years have passed, I'm finally stepping into the role where I actually want to cater to him. I think in the beginning, I was like, it sounds good to say you want to cater. It sounds good to want to be submissive, but me actually doing it felt like I was like, I don't have to do this. You know what I mean? But now, and he wasn't expecting me to do it. So it was like easy. I didn't have to. But now, because of the man he is and how patient he is, it's like, I want to serve you. So I want to serve you. So and I know he wants to serve me. And I know he wants that from me. Because men will say, oh, I don't care, da, da, da. But they care. They care and they want it.
Hashtag growth.
Hashtag growth.
Yes,
Seriously.
that's the word of today is growth. I think that is true. And over while I've been with the same person, y'all. Some of y'all know me, some of y'all don't. For 20 years. That's a long time. And the honeymoon been over. It just started up again, and it's been over, and it just started up again. I cannot do nothing but keep it real. I can't fake it on here. After a while, it is true. You both need to be catered. You both need to feel appreciated. In today's world, a lot of households are not your traditional leave it to beaver and all that mess where the man is working and the woman is coming home and everything is so perfect. And it's not. And sometimes we all get lazy or we get comfortable because you're like, okay, I'm coming home. It is what it is. But yeah, I mean, even if your partner or your maid can't cook, just order some food and I mean dress it up nicely on a nice plate or something, or even their drink of choice. I don't care if it's a bottle of water down to a $10,000 bottle of champagne. It is what it is. Just something, even if it's just a card. I mean, a homemade card, you can get so creative today. So catering just not only through serving through food or something else, or even just a special how was your day, or just meet your mate at the door, or just send a good text, So catering can be in a lot of different ways. And we do have today, because I believe that also keeps the relationship spunky and lets your person know that you care. And that's the most thing. You want to feel like someone cares. This world is mean. It's cold. It doesn't care. And when you walk into your home, it's supposed to be an escape from reality. And so we do want to cater to each other. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be a little bit more catering on other sides every now and then, but just try to be like, dang, I mean, whatever it is, what your person like. I can't tell you what they like, but So, just do it, or find just something fun. Even make coupons. I remember in high school, I think Mimi S used to make them coupons. Maybe my brain is fading. I don't know, but it's just the simple things, I think. So, in regards to that, do you think gender roles should be defined?
Drink to that one. I have to. I'm sorry. I'm going to drink to that.
Yeah, let's drink to the coupons. Drink To the coupons.
Drink to the coupons. You know, I was at a party of couples, and she had coupons for as a little thank you packet, and it was coupons and stuff. And I read one of them. I'm like, he ain't gonna even see this coupon. I'm about to put this thing up, and I ain't doing this tonight or tomorrow or the next day.
Let me hide the coupon. But that is something cute and fun, and you think it's like cliche, but it could be fun, and you need to spark it back up. And I just want to make one statement before you move on, because Sierra had said a word earlier that was be intentional about what you do. And I think that goes into play here is be intentional about when you are trying to cater to your mate. Make it count.
Make it count, yeah. From the heart. Intentional.
Absolutely.
Love it. But they could tell if it's fake. You could tell.
All relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, all relationships. And we can't wait to hear your stories after this. Y'all better do something tonight.
Yeah, we want to know what you're doing to cater to your
time. We might need to have story time. Invite somebody you want to have some story time.
Yeah, we do, especially with the catering. I want to know. I want some tips.
Yeah, we all want some tips. So go to our Facebook page, Coffee Chronicles with the Z. Let us know, or even email us at coffeechronicles@gmail.com in case you're a little shy. You don't want the world to know how you get down, which is fine, but we want to know. Yeah. You may give us some ideas. Mm-hmm. Definitely. So, when you think of catering, a lot of times you think of the man bringing home the flowers and the teddy bear to the woman, or the woman massaging the man's feet or whatever, because all of that is based what the world has made it into gender roles. So should gender roles be defined in the household? Like, should the man always make the most money than a woman, or she what do you feel about that? Is there such thing as gender roles? And if they are they good, bad? Do you believe in those?
Not at all. I don't believe in gender roles anymore. I feel like, again, it goes back to communication. There are certain things within the home that I absolutely don't want to do, don't desire to do. And one of them is taking out the trash. So that's an understanding that we'll have is you take out the trash, and I'll whatever it is that you don't want, that you dislike doing, we can compromise in that way. But it all boils down to compromisation and just communication. But no, gender roles have been gone for many years, and the dynamics have changed. You have households that are that have the woman is making more money than the man. So, and the man's making more money than the woman. Things have changed, right? So no, I don't agree with the gender roles, but I agree with communication and you understanding and compromising with me on what I dislike and what I don't want to do, and me doing the same. So it goes both ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. And I think they change throughout the years as well, because you may start out saying, hey, I want this, and then it moves and it evolves into something else. And as much as I want to not have gender roles because I do not like to cook, that's not my thing. I'm learning, I'm getting into it or whatever now, but, that has been defined as a gender role. And as much as I don't want to be defined by gender roles, there are certain things that I still want a man to do. For instance, take out the trash, like Megan has said, or open my door, what I'm saying, be a gentleman, walk, when we're walking on the street, I want you to walk on the side closest to the street. Like, there are certain things that I'm going to need the man that I'm with to do, because I love being with a protector, someone who is a protector.
Yeah. I think that's different. Those are expectations as a man. I think that is going to be based on how that individual was raised. We all desire, well, I do, most women do desire a protector or somebody that's going to provide that security. Fortunately, in my past dating experiences, I've had men that could cook and liked cooking. So, and I like to eat. So that was good for me. And, chivalry is not dead. So as men, we still have to have to do those things that we did in the beginning to get that individual and to keep them. And the same thing goes for a woman. So in that respect, I would say, as a woman, whatever you did to get him is what you need to continue to do to keep him. And as a man, whatever you did to get her is what you need to do to continue to keep her and keep that relationship alive.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And I agree with you guys. I know in my household, like my sons and my husband, they do take out the trash. I ain't feeling like that, and I'm not cutting no grass. When I was growing up, my daddy said, girls don't cut grass because a rock could get in the lawnmower and fly up and hit me in the eye. So I have taught my daughter that too. Now, I'm not trying to say do not cut your grass, ladies, or whatever, because I believe that I know how to take my car to the shop. Matter of fact, I do to get its service. I know cars. I know how to do this, and this. I'm not afraid of that. I might be afraid of a frog outside of my door, but you know, I'm good with that. Some things are just going to be what they are. I mean, majority of the time, of course, the woman is going to cook. She is going to do more cleaning than the man. You know, in the beginning of my marriage, he did cook, but now, I mean, I'm like, what's going on? What's the? Sometimes I boycott. I'm on a diet anyway. I don't need to eat. It's okay. I'll get the kids some pizza or something, but it is good. Sometimes, based on what it is, but however, sometimes I will give a break and take the trash out because, like you said, gender roles are fading or going away and they're just not there. And with having a daughter and sons, I want to teach them, hey, look, yes, you are the man. You are supposed to be the protector, but life is short. You never know what can happen. One time I was in the grocery store several years ago and this old lady came up to me and she said, I was in the dairy section, and you know how 4 sticks of butter come in a box, and the price was right there. And she said, is that the price per stick? And she was like, I was like, no. And I broke it down to her. And she said, thank you, because my husband did all the grocery shopping and he passed away. And I'm just now learning to grocery shop. So not only was he the provider, but he did everything. Only thing she did was stay home. I don't know if he just didn't want her out the house, but don't cripple yourself. Men are women. Life is short. You never know what can happen. And growth will happen whether you want it or not. It's like evolution. Everything is going to evolve at one point in time or another. So having just these gender roles and you doing this, and this will only cripple yourself. You know, yeah, respect the man. A man always want to feel like a man, regardless. And I've had to learn myself to kind of calm it down because I haven't been that person. I know how to do it all. I'm going to take care of this, and I'm going to take care of that. But sometimes they do want to feel like they're in control, and that's all right, because at the end of the day, we always in control. Who run the world? Girls. I'm just saying. Yeah. But do that. Also, number 3, do what's works for your house. Every relationship is different. Every household is different. You know what works that keeps the water flowing. So do that and continue to #grow, because that's what we want. Rather it's splitting the bills or just doing whatever. Just continue to grow, evolve, and just look out for each other, because you never know, one could fall short and you're going to have to be there to pick it up or find a way to reinvent what's ever going on in your household to make it work. I mean, do y'all agree with that?
I do. It just seems like the theme, right? It's growth that keeps coming up. Even when we were talking about potential, you were saying, you know, grow with each other. And that's something that I've always had in the back of my mind. That's why I didn't want to date someone who's older, because I want to grow with my man. You know what I mean? And I feel like you said.
What exactly is older, Mimi?
It's like 10 years. It's like, you know, generation gap, like about 10 years, like you're on a whole other wavelength. I mean, nothing's wrong with it. I'm just saying, me personally, I want to grow mentally, spiritually, emotionally with my mate.
So,
I can agree with that. That's important.
so we think 10 years is the oldest,
I
a
mean,
decade.
for me.
That's for me. 10 years is the oldest. I don't know. I mean, for me, it just depends on the person. I'm not really going to put any. I'm growing. I'd love to grow with you, but as we've mentioned before, life is short. So we could be married to someone and expect to have this lifelong time with them, and doesn't happen the way that we expected it or desired it to happen. So I'm not going to put any stipulations on age requirements. Now, I definitely want someone that I can relate to, that I can have a good time with, that I can grow with emotionally and spiritually. But I'm not going to put any limitations on that. So
That's true. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take that back because you could be mature, like somebody could be older but not as mature, or vice versa. So it really isn't about age. It's really about your maturity level and what you guys can relate on together. And now that we're older, it's kind of like we probably can relate with men that are 10, 20, 30 years older than us, just depending on their maturity level.
So it's safe to say
immature ones out there.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So is it safe to say that quote still holds its ground where age ain't nothing but a number?
It depends on what capacity.
Because
I don't see it the same way. If my daughter was to bring a 40-year-old man to me, and no, it's not. I'm sorry, because as you said, your maturity level is a lot different. So I'm going to look at it in a different way. I'm grown, so I can hold mine, but I don't think that quote holds true.
Okay. Right, depending on how young you are.
Right. I think that's been proven too. So.
Oh yeah. Don't want to
in regard to ain't age ain't nothing but a number. It matters when you're motherfucking 15. Sorry.
Oops. All righty.
Okay.
That's true now. I mean, hey, we got to keep it real on here. That is real. It does. I mean, we have to say it. And y'all know, whoever be out there listening, y'all know what songs I'm talking about. Age ain't nothing but a number. And I ain't nothing but a thing. But it is, because I have a daughter myself, and she's just a little girl. But even when she grow up, you right. If she bring home somebody and she 20 and or she like 18 and they 38, you better get. And I'm not going to make this all, I'm not going to curse, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, it does matter. And the bottom line is love. Love conquers all. You just got to find that person that you relate with, that you connect with, that you can grow with. And you just have to, like, I love seeing Russell, I don't know, I keep messing, Russell Wilson and Sierra together. Now I don't see them behind closed doors because I don't go over their house or anything. But for what I do see, they give me hope that it doesn't matter how you started out. It's just, as long as you're smiling and laughing, because I think together they have grown, just from what I've seen, just with everything. Like, I know she looks back at those videos, and they even showed on social media when she was with Future, how she was, and then now when she's with him. So I think he has helped her maturity level, and she has helped him even grow into his self more. And I think that's awesome. Even Barack and Michelle, I think that's good too. He stopped smoking. Well, I think he did. I don't know. If you listening, Barack, let us know.
I mean, I want to mention the fact that I do believe that when you get with somebody, you influence them in a positive way. You know what I mean? Of course, you're going to be growing with your partner because you're bringing something to the table that they're not bringing. And if you're not growing, you're dying.
If you're not growing, you're dying.
Some people aren't ready to receive what you have to bring. And I think it's important to recognize that. And if you see that in a relationship, that's where we have to, those are maybe signs or red flags. I believe that we should create boundaries. And if the things that you want that partner to be receptive of, if they're not receiving it, you can't force them to. And it just may not work, but you should be okay with knowing that it's not going to work, or, you know, maybe I need to take this other path, because that's hard to live with. If whatever you're offering and that person doesn't receive it, but you feel like it's making them a better person or could make them a better person.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't sit around and wait on anybody to get to the level that we want them at. Level up, right? Either you're going to or you're not. So, and if you're not willing to, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I know. I think that's good. So, you know, bottom line, I can't say it any better than our favorite person, Mary J. Blige. I just want to be happy, you know, just want to be happy. So once again, we just want to say to everyone, thank you for coming on this conversation journey with us as we discuss about should you date based on potential. You can always go to our Facebook page. We have a poll up with that exact question where you can answer yes or no. Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page, as well as subscribe and like us and comment on our YouTube page. And we just really enjoyed it. And just keep in mind, just continue to pray. Pray for yourself, because you have to have internal growth. And then once you have that growth, then your partner, what, it don't matter. It could be tomorrow, today, 20 years from now. The main thing is be happy and be thankful and be patient and just stay prayed up right now. So we will see you next time. And this is your favorite podcast saying bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.